Modern women no longer listen to reason. They listen to psychologists, to self-proclaimed experts who sell comfort instead of truth. These voices have become the new authority in relationships. What started as guidance turned into business. Psychology became a tool for profit, not healing. The goal stopped being balance. It became dependence. The more sessions you buy, the more they gain. Today, these specialists teach women to follow feelings over logic. They speak about energy, self-love, and boundaries. But what they truly sell is emotional confusion. They create women who think they're free, but can't stay stable. They built an empire on pain. They called it therapy. They made women believe happiness could be bought by the hour. Every tear, every heartbreak, turned into income. Behind every soft tone and kind smile hides a formula. They study vulnerability, not to fix it, but to control it. The more lost a woman feels, the longer she stays in the system. It's not about solutions, it's about subscriptions. The same cycle repeats endlessly. Work on yourself. Find your inner child. Keep healing. But healing never ends when pain pays the bills. The truth is simple. The therapy industry doesn't need strong women. It needs loyal clients. It thrives when relationships fail and emotions collapse. The more a woman doubts herself, the more sessions she books. The weaker her connection becomes, the stronger their business grows. Psychologists stopped fixing people. They started shaping them into perfect customers. And that's how modern psychology quietly destroyed connection. Not with lies, but with soft, endless promises of healing. After years of influence, their message took root. They taught women that discipline is control, that masculine calm is coldness, and that leadership in a man means danger. Step by step, they redefined strength as toxicity. They made women suspicious of authority, even when that authority came from care and logic. Now, when a man sets boundaries, they call it pressure. When he shows direction, they call it dominance. Therapists praise emotional freedom, but they never mention responsibility. They tell women to express every feeling, no matter how destructive it is. Let it out, they say, without asking what it destroys in the process. In this new mindset, a relationship is no longer built on respect. It's built on who feels more validated. Every argument becomes a therapy exercise. Every disagreement becomes a sign of trauma. Modern specialists turned love into a diagnosis. They turned natural tension into something that needs treatment. And now, women believe that normal human conflict means they're with the wrong man. These experts didn't teach women to understand men. They taught them to analyze them, to dissect every word, to question every silence, to test every reaction, until there's nothing left to love, only to study. This is how emotional connection collapses. When every touch is labeled as manipulation and every boundary is control, there's no space left for trust. Real strength doesn't survive in therapy language. It's too direct, too real. And that's exactly why most women today don't recognize it when they see it. The next phase was profit. Once women were convinced they were broken, the system began selling the cure. Every problem became a product. Courses, consultations, and emotional programs, each one promising healing, each one creating more dependence. Therapy stopped being about growth. It became about maintenance. The goal was no longer to help, but to keep the client coming back. The message was simple but effective. You are enough, but not yet healed. A perfect paradox. Validation wrapped in doubt. It flatters the ego and feeds insecurity at the same time. Women now pay to hear what sounds empowering, but feels confusing the moment the session ends. They are told to know their worth, but not how to live it. They're told to choose themselves, but never shown how to build anything beyond that. In this loop, men turn into background characters. They're not partners anymore. They're projections used to prove self-value. A relationship becomes a stage for therapy exercises, not a space for understanding. The industry profits most when love fails quietly. It thrives when couples don't break up, but stay trapped, half together, half healing, always paying. Psychology no longer teaches responsibility. It teaches recovery without end. And recovery without direction is just another form of control. These experts say they guide women toward strength, but what they create instead are clients who can't function without guidance. That's not empowerment. That's dependence disguised as self-love. After years of conditioning, something changed inside women. They stopped searching for connection. They started chasing validation. Therapists taught them to reward emotion, not action, to follow how they feel, not what's real. Now a woman doesn't look for a stable man. She looks for constant attention. She doesn't want calm, she wants stimulation. And when peace feels boring, she calls it losing the spark. That's not love, that's addiction. The psychology industry built it perfectly. A system that rewards emotional highs and punishes masculine stability. The more reactive a woman becomes, the more she believes she's in touch with herself. But in truth, she's losing balance. Men see it every day. You stay calm, she calls you cold. You show discipline, she calls you distant. You lead, she calls it control. Because she's been trained to associate comfort with weakness and chaos with passion. She's been reprogrammed, conditioned to crave attention over respect, to confuse constant talk with communication, to treat masculine calm as a sign of emotional absence. Every healing session strengthens that pattern. It tells her to expect more, to feel more, to demand more, until no one can meet her expectations. Not because men changed, but because she was taught that satisfaction means settling. The result? Women who can't relax in peace, men who stop trying, and relationships that collapse the moment they lose drama. That's what happens when therapy replaces truth with validation. The final stage is the collapse. Women no longer look for men. They look for meaning. But the kind of meaning therapy sells can only exist without a man beside them. They are told, you don't need anyone to complete you. It sounds empowering, but over time it isolates them. It builds independence from love, but dependence on the next session. The new ideal woman isn't strong. She's detached. She mistakes numbness for peace and self-focus for healing. Modern specialists call that evolution, but it's regression. A quiet return to emotional loneliness. Because when you stop needing anyone, you also stop being needed. Men sense it instantly. They stop chasing. They stop giving. They stop opening up. Not out of pride, but exhaustion. Now both sides drift apart. Women locked in self-improvement loops, men walking away in silence. And the only ones who gain are the ones who created the cycle. Therapy became the middleman between men and women. It replaced communication with guidance and love with lessons. It doesn't fix problems. It multiplies them, then sells the solution again. Strong women don't need constant healing. They need truth. But truth doesn't sell as well as comfort. So the cycle continues. Sessions, advice, validation, confusion, until real connection disappears completely. And here lies the darkest truth. Most of these so-called specialists don't fix women at all. They can't, because the majority of them carry bigger emotional problems than the clients they treat. They speak about healing while living in denial. They preach balance while collapsing in their own relationships. They sell solutions they've never lived by. In the end, they don't repair women. They rewrite them, twist them, reshape them until they fit the system's design. They break what's natural and call it progress. At the end of the day, modern psychology didn't free women. It replaced their intuition with confusion and sold them the illusion of strength. That's not liberation. That's dependency wearing a different name.